One SUV on this list scored so high on reliability that Consumer Reports basically told buyers, just get this one and stop worrying. But here is the thing, it is not the one you think. It is not the most expensive, it is not the fanciest, and most people have never even considered it. We are going to get to that car, but first, I need to show you the 6 others that almost beat it, because a couple of them shocked me, and one of them comes with a 10-year warranty that covers you well into the next decade. Now, if you are a senior or you are buying a car for a parent or a grandparent, this video could save you thousands of dollars and years of headaches. Because picking the wrong SUV when you are on a fixed income is not just annoying, it is expensive, it is stressful, and it can actually be dangerous. These 7 SUVs fix all of that. Easy to get in and out of, comfortable, safe, and they almost never break down. Let us get into it. Quick thing before we start. This is not a list based on opinions. This is not based on some guy driving a car around a parking lot for 20 minutes. Consumer Reports surveyed about 380,000 real owners. Real people, real cars, real problems, years of actual driving. No car company paid to be on this list. No one got special treatment, just data. We went through all of it and pulled out the 7 SUVs that scored the highest and also happened to be the best for seniors. Easy controls, smooth rides, good visibility, simple tech, and reliability scores that most cars can only dream of. We are counting down from number 7 to number 1, and the scores go up as we go, so stick around because the top 3 are on a completely different level. Let's begin with number 7, the 2026 Hyundai Tucson Hybrid. The Tucson Hybrid is one of those cars that does not get a lot of attention, but the people who own one quietly love it. And there is one reason it made this list that no other car here can match. A 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty on the powertrain. That is double what Toyota offers, double what Honda offers. If something goes wrong in year 7, you are covered. On a fixed income, that kind of protection is not a bonus, that is a lifeline. But the warranty is only part of the story. The seat height on the Tucson is what a lot of people call just right. You are not climbing up into a truck. You are not dropping down into a low car. You just walk up to it and sit down. Your knees do not hurt. Your back does not complain. That sounds like a small thing until you are doing it 4 or 5 times a day, every single day. The hybrid engine gets about 35 miles per gallon. That means fewer stops at the gas station and more money staying in your pocket. All-wheel drive comes standard, so rain, snow, wet roads, you have got grip when you need it. Now here is the one thing to watch out for. If you go for the higher trims, Hyundai replaced the simple knobs for volume and temperature with flat touch buttons. Those are harder to use while driving, especially if your fingers are not as steady as they used to be. My advice? Stick with the SE or SEL trim. You still get all the safety features: adaptive cruise control, automatic emergency braking, blind spot warnings, lane keeping assist, all standard. And you keep the simple controls. Consumer Reports says the Tucson Hybrid has about average reliability. That might not sound exciting, but average on their scale means it is better than most cars on the road right now. Pair that with the longest warranty on this list, and you have got a safety net that is hard to argue with. What this means for your wallet: around $33,450 to start, 35 miles per gallon, and a warranty that has your back for a full decade. If peace of mind is what you are shopping for, the Tucson Hybrid delivers it right out of the box. At number 6, we have the 2026 Mazda CX-50 Hybrid. Okay, this one is interesting, because Mazda did something really clever here. They took one of the best-looking SUVs on the market and they put a Toyota hybrid engine inside it. I am not making that up. The engine and electric motor in the CX-50 Hybrid are basically the same ones Toyota puts in the RAV4 Hybrid. The same technology that has been on the road for years and years with millions of miles proving it works. So what you get is Toyota reliability under the hood, wrapped in a Mazda that looks and feels way more expensive than it actually is. The inside of this car is genuinely impressive. The materials feel rich, the seats are supportive, the steering wheel feels like it belongs in a luxury car. And it costs less than $34,000 to start. For seniors, there are a couple of things that stand out. The visibility is solid. Big windows, a high seating position, you can see what is going on around you. The ride is comfortable, much smoother than the regular CX-50 that does not have the hybrid. And the fuel economy jumps way up thanks to that Toyota hybrid system. One thing to know, Mazda uses a knob on the center console to control the screen instead of letting you touch it while driving. Some people love this because you keep your hand low and steady instead of reaching across the dashboard. Other people find it annoying at first. It takes about a week to get used to. The good news? The heat and air conditioning controls are simple buttons and dials. No menus, no screens. Just turn a knob and the temperature changes. All the safety features you would expect are standard. Automatic emergency braking, blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert. And the CX-50 earned a top safety pick plus from the IIHS, which is the highest safety rating you can get. Consumer Reports testers were genuinely impressed. They said the hybrid should be the default engine for this car, and that it fixes most of the regular CX-50's weak spots. The reliability prediction benefits from that proven Toyota hybrid system underneath. What this means for your wallet. For about $34,000, you are getting an SUV that looks like a $50,000 car, runs on a Toyota engine that has been proven over millions of miles, and sips gas like a small sedan. If you want something that feels special every time you get behind the wheel without paying luxury prices, this is the one. And coming up at number 3, Consumer Reports just named it their best compact SUV for 2026. It has the best visibility of any SUV on this list. And if checking blind spots makes you nervous, you need to hear about this one. Do not go anywhere. Coming up at number 5 is the 2026 Buick Envision. Buick? Really? Yes, really. And before you scroll past, let me tell you about an 85-year-old man who left a review online after buying this car. He said he and his wife drove everything. They test drove SUVs that cost $50,000. They even looked at ones pushing $60,000. And they kept coming back to the Buick. They bought it and drove it home. Here is why. The Buick Envision is quiet. Not kind of quiet, library quiet. The kind of quiet where you can have a normal conversation at highway speed without raising your voice. For anyone who wears hearing aids or just finds road noise tiring after a while, this matters a lot. Consumer Reports called the ride smooth, comfortable, and composed. The suspension soaks up bumps. The engine is smooth. Nothing about this car is harsh or jarring. The size is right too. It is not a tiny little thing that feels cramped, and it is not a big boat that is impossible to park at the grocery store. It sits right in the middle, easy to maneuver, easy to see out of, easy to park. Getting in and out is natural. The seat sits at a comfortable height. The doors open wide enough that you are not squeezing through a narrow gap. The front seats are supportive without being too firm, and they do not have aggressive side bolsters that fight you every time you sit down. All-wheel drive is standard on every 2026 Envision. Safety features like automatic emergency braking, blind spot warning, rear cross traffic alert, and lane departure warning are all included. No extra packages needed. Consumer Reports expects the Envision to be more reliable than the average new car based on several years of owner data. That is a solid score for a car that a lot of people overlook. Here is my one piece of advice. Go for the base preferred trim. Add the comfort and convenience package to get a power liftgate and heated seats. But skip the top Avenir trim with the 20-inch wheels. Consumer Reports found that those bigger wheels actually hurt the ride quality. And the smooth ride is the whole reason you are buying this car. Starting around $41,000, the Envision gives you a quiet, smooth, comfortable ride that rivals luxury brands costing $20,000 more. It is the car for the person who does not care about showing off. They just want to drive something that feels good every single day. At number 4, we have the 2026 Lexus NX 350h Hybrid. If you want luxury and reliability in the same car, Lexus has been the answer for decades. And the NX 350h might be the best version of that formula they have ever built. Here is the simple version of what makes this car tick. The hybrid system inside the NX is the same basic technology that Toyota has been refining for over 25 years. It is the most proven hybrid system on the planet. Lexus just wraps it in nicer leather, better sound insulation, and a smoother ride. The result? An SUV that gets 40 miles per gallon, feels like a luxury car, and almost never needs a repair shop. For seniors, the NX delivers something you do not find very often. A luxury car that is simple to use. The controls make sense. You do not need to read a manual to figure out how to turn on the heated seats. The ride is composed and comfortable. The cabin is so quiet that you can hear yourself think at 70 miles per hour. And the seats are the kind of comfortable that you notice on a 3-hour drive to visit the grandkids. The hybrid battery warranty is 10 years or 150,000 miles. That is a long time to not worry about the most expensive part of the car. And here is something that does not show up on a spec sheet. Lexus dealers are famous for treating their customers well. No pressure, no games. Just a pleasant experience every time you bring the car in for service. When you are going to own a car for 10 or 15 years, how the dealer treats you matters. One honest thing. The back seat and the trunk are smaller than some of the other SUVs on this list. If you regularly drive around grandchildren or haul a lot of stuff, that is worth knowing. But for a couple or someone driving solo who values comfort and refinement, the NX is hard to top. Consumer Reports named the NX a top pick. The reliability prediction is excellent. What this means for your wallet. Yes, $45,175 is more than the others on this list. But here is the math that matters. Lexus vehicles hold their value better than almost any other brand. At 100,000 miles, the NX will still be worth thousands more than its German competitors at the same mileage. Lower fuel costs, lower maintenance costs, higher resale. Over 10 years, the Lexus often costs less to own than cars that were cheaper to buy. We are in the top 3 now, and this is where it gets serious. Every car from here on out has a reliability score that most manufacturers would frame on the wall. Number 1 is the car I told you about at the beginning, the one most people have never considered. We are almost there. Coming up at number 3 is the 2026 Subaru Forester. Consumer Reports just did 2 things. They named the Forester their best compact SUV for 2026, and they named Subaru their best overall car brand for the 2nd year in a row. That is not a coincidence. But here is the thing about the Forester that nobody talks about enough: visibility. This car has the best visibility of any SUV on this list, and it is not even close. Subaru designed the Forester with thin roof pillars, big windows on every side, and an upright, boxy shape that gives you a clear view in every direction. No huge blind spots. No guessing what is next to you when you are changing lanes. You can actually see. That might sound like a basic thing, but think about it. How many newer cars have you sat in where the windows feel like mail slots and the pillars are so thick you could hide a whole car behind them? The Forester is the opposite. You sit up high, the glass is everywhere, and you feel confident about what is around you. For any senior who finds merging or parking stressful, this car removes a huge chunk of that anxiety. Getting in and out is easy. The doors open wide, the seat height is natural. No climbing, no bending. You just step in and sit down. The cargo area in the back is flat and easy to load. No awkward lip to lift heavy bags over. Every single Forester comes with all-wheel drive. Standard. Not an upgrade, not an option. Standard. The cheapest Forester you can buy has all-wheel drive. Most competitors charge $2,000 to $4,000 extra for that. Subaru gives it to you at the base price. The EyeSight safety system is standard on every trim. Automatic emergency braking, adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, all of it. And the latest version fixed the annoying phantom braking problem that bothered owners for years. It actually works properly now. Consumer Reports predicts the Forester will be more reliable than the average new car. And with Subaru ranked as the #1 brand overall, that carries real weight. What this means for your wallet. The Forester starts at $31,445. That is the cheapest SUV on this list. It comes with all-wheel drive included. The visibility is the best in class. The brand just got named #1 overall by Consumer Reports. For a senior who wants a reliable, safe, easy-to-drive SUV without spending more than they need to, the Forester is almost impossible to beat on value. At number 2, we have the 2026 Honda CR-V Hybrid. The CR-V has been one of America's favorite SUVs for over 20 years. Millions of these are on the road right now, and the hybrid version might be the best one Honda has ever made. Let me tell you what makes this car so good for seniors, and it starts with something you do not see on a spec sheet: the doors. Honda made the rear doors open extra wide on purpose. They knew that people getting into the back seat, whether it is a grandchild or an older passenger, need room. And the back seat itself is one of the biggest in this class. Legroom is generous. Headroom is generous. It does not feel cramped back there. Up front, the driving position is comfortable and easy to find. The seats support you without feeling stiff. And here is the detail that I think matters most for seniors. Honda kept the climate controls separate from the touchscreen. temperature, fan speed. All of it is on physical buttons and knobs right on the dashboard. You do not have to scroll through a screen to make the car warmer. You just turn a knob. In a world where every car company is putting everything on a screen, Honda said no. Some things should just be simple. Thank you, Honda. The Hybrid gets 35 miles per gallon. That is real money saved every single month at the pump. The engine is smooth. The transition between electric and gas power is seamless. You do not feel weird lurches or hiccups. The car just goes. Honda redesigned the entire body structure to be safer in crashes. More airbags, better energy absorption, a driver attention monitoring system that watches for signs you might be drowsy or distracted, automatic emergency braking, adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic warning. All of it comes standard on everything except the very base model. Consumer Reports predicts the CR-V Hybrid will be more reliable than the average new car, and that is backed by years of real owner data. One honest thing, the cabin is louder than some competitors. Road noise is more noticeable, especially on rough pavement. It is not terrible, but if you are coming from something ultra-quiet like the Buick or Lexus, you will notice the difference. What this means for your wallet. Starting around $35,630 with 35 miles per gallon, and Honda's reputation for cars that run 200,000 miles with just oil changes and basic maintenance. Parts are cheap. Every mechanic in America knows how to work on a Honda. Insurance is low, and Honda resale values are some of the strongest in the industry. At 150,000 miles, this car will still be worth something. A lot of competitors at that mileage are worth next to nothing. And at number 1, we have the 2026 Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. This is the one, the SUV that Consumer Reports basically said, just buy it and move on with your life. Toyota did something bold with the 2026 RAV4. They got rid of the regular gas engine entirely. Every single RAV4 you can buy right now is a hybrid. There is no non-hybrid option anymore. And that decision is what makes this car so special. Because here is what you get. 40 miles per gallon in an SUV with all-wheel drive available. That number is almost unheard of. You could drive this car for a month and barely notice your gas bill. For a senior watching every dollar, that adds up to thousands saved over the years. The hybrid system is the same proven technology Toyota has been putting in cars for decades. The RAV4 shares parts with the Camry, the Highlander, the Crown. Millions and millions of these hybrid systems are on the road right now, racking up miles with almost no problems. Toyota did not try to reinvent anything. They took what already works and made it even better. For seniors, the day-to-day experience is what matters most. And this is where the RAV4 shines. The ride is smooth. The cabin is quieter than the outgoing model. The seating position is elevated, so you get a nice view of the road without feeling like you are perched up in a truck. Getting in and out is easy. The doors open wide. The cargo area is practical and flat. Toyota Safety Sense 4.0 comes standard on every trim. That is their latest and best safety system. Automatic emergency braking, adaptive cruise control, lane departure alert, road sign assist. The system has been through multiple generations and millions of miles of real-world use. It works. Now let me be straight with you. The inside of the RAV4 is not fancy. The materials are plain. The center console is a little bulky. If you want leather and luxury, the Lexus NX at number 4 is the better call. The RAV4 is not trying to impress anyone. It is trying to start every morning, get you where you need to go safely, sip fuel instead of gulping it, and never surprise you with a big repair bill. And at that job, nothing on the market right now does it better. Consumer Reports expects the RAV4 to be more reliable than the average new car. That prediction is backed by Toyota's position as one of the top 5 most reliable brands year after year, plus decades of hybrid data from millions of vehicles. What this means for your wallet: $33,350 to start, 40 miles per gallon, proven hybrid technology with parts that every Toyota mechanic knows by heart. You do not need a dealership for oil changes. Any shop can handle routine maintenance. Insurance is affordable. Resale value is near the top of the industry. Here is the bottom line. If you are a senior looking for an SUV that you can buy today and trust for the next 10 to 15 years, the 2026 Toyota RAV4 Hybrid is the one. It is not the flashiest. It is not the fanciest. It is just the one that works every single day, without drama, without surprises, without stress. And for a lot of people, that is exactly what they need. 7 SUVs, 7 different brands, All backed by real data from hundreds of thousands of actual owners. Not opinions, not sponsored reviews. Just the truth about which cars hold up and which ones do not. So which one fits your life? Are you already driving one of these? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one, and your experience behind the wheel is worth more than any list.